at a pier as repairs continue on that warship. Leader Kim Jong-un is described as a significant asset for his nuclear-armed military. A report by North Korea state media lines up with South Korean military assessments, as well as recent commercial satellite images. News and analysis, townhall.com. The CDC is investigating after a Texas woman succumbed to a rare brain-eating infection.
According to a recent report, the woman ingested tap water at an RV campground and soon after began experiencing serious symptoms like a fever, headache, and altered mental status. The woman received medical treatment for the suspected infection, but according to the report, she began having seizures and died 8 days after the symptoms began. The CDC confirmed the amoeba infection was found in the woman's spinal fluid. Tasha Stevens reporting.
Aaron Rodgers back for a 21st season. The four-time NFL MVP agreed to terms on a one-year deal with the Pittsburgh Steelers. The decision ends months of will he or won't he speculation for Rodgers, who even visited the team's facility back in March, but took his time before deciding to join Mike Tomlin in Pittsburgh. Rodgers coming off a season in which he threw 28 touchdowns against 11 interceptions for the Jets. More on these stories, townhall.com.
This is staff meteorologist Jennifer Wojcicki with your regional radio forecast. A dense fog advisory continues. Slight chance of rain showers with fog in spots early today. Otherwise, overcast skies. Highs level off around 77. Winds out of the northwest 5 to 10 miles per hour. Partly cloudy skies. Tonight, slight chance for showers. Lows level off around 59. Hear weather twice an hour or online anytime at DeWittDailyNews.com. Currently, it's 64 degrees.
Baum Chevrolet Buick offers full transportation options while giving you peace of mind. This is Scott Baum from Baum Chevrolet Buick here in Clinton. This is what we do every day. We listen to you, give you options for routine maintenance, major mechanical problems, or collision repairs with a staff that's knowledgeable to find the best option for you. Baum Chevrolet Buick, your full-service dealer. See us at BaumChevyBuick.com right from the start.
Find out how you and your family can save up to 40% on the meat, produce, and grocery items you use every day by clicking the Clinton Save-A-Lot icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Jay Peterson here from Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton, Farmer City, and Maroa. Find out how Pekin Insurance can give you peace of mind by clicking our icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Noah Atkinson here. As owner of Lincoln Printers and Sign Designs in Lincoln, I know small business is important to our communities. That's why I'm pleased to be the exclusive sponsor of the WHOW WEZC Lincoln Printers Business of the Month.
Stacy Sharrow is the designated managing broker at the new MTZ Realty in the former Watkins Jewelry Building on the west side of the Clinton Square. Stop by and meet Stacy and welcome her new business to the Clinton community. They'll receive a $200 gift certificate good at Lincoln Printers and Sign Designs for being our WHOW WEZC Lincoln Printers Business of the Month. Nominate a business you'd like featured by emailing us at WHOW@randyradio.com.
Congratulations to this local business for all they do for the community. And don't forget, for envelopes, wedding invitations, signs, banner wraps, and more, go to LincolnPrintersInc.com.
Now there's one web portal for local agriculture radio programming in Central Illinois.
IllinoisFarmRadio.com.
Local farm programming streamed live and archived to hear anytime.
IllinoisFarmRadio.com.
Hear the morning and noon farm shows with local agriculture news and interviews.
IllinoisFarmRadio.com.
Plus hear all of your favorite agriculture farm shows including RFD Illinois, AgriTalk, RFD Today, and the Closing Market Report.
IllinoisFarmRadio.com.
It's agriculture grown locally, streamed live, and archived to hear anytime.
IllinoisFarmRadio.com.
A service of the Miller Media Group.
Your friend in Central Illinois, WHOW.
Top of the morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence. The WHOW Morning Show streams to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. My guest in studio, Heather Perdeu, Executive Director of the Scovill Zoo in Decatur. Good morning, Heather.
Good morning.
Good to see you, and a couple of little cuties here. What do you have for us?
I do. I have 2 baby goats from our petting zoo. We have Latte, which is the lighter colored, kind of creamy colored one here with some white. And then her sister, espresso. And yeah, and so you can see she's black with some white on her as well. So obviously they're sisters, but they look quite a bit different. And so they're just like, if you have a litter of puppies and they can all be different colors, so can the goats. This year our keepers always pick a different theme to name our baby goats. And this year we have 4 baby goats. We actually did a Facebook poll this year asking our guests and visitors and fans, what should our theme be this year? And they picked a coffee theme. And so back at the zoo, we also have mocha and matcha. So yeah,
sure.
So 4 girls.
Interesting. I feel like 4 is a low number for the baby goats at the zoo, or is that pretty standard?
Yeah, I mean, we've had obviously a lot more. We do try to manage our breeding plan for our baby goats. And then, we at the end of the year, we can't keep them all. And so we have to find homes for them. So we have found over the years, if you have a lot of them, it's really hard to place all of them. Goats can live like on average 10 years. And so that's quite a commitment for some people to make. But luckily we're in a rural community. And so we have a lot of, people who have farms or live on the outskirts of town, and, they may be able to house some goats. And so we've been able to place them, but we found that like a fewer number, we're able to hopefully find homes for all of them that way.
I see. This one looks unimpressed. Or is it not Latte?
Latte, yeah.
She looks unimpressed.
Yeah, she's just kind of hanging out. But yeah, they're 2 weeks old. When they're born, they're up on their feet immediately. They are potentially a prey species. So like a lot of our hoof stock, those babies want to be able to stand up and be able to move as quickly as possible. So goats are the same way. They start nursing right away. And these goats are still nursing. The kids always crack me up because the kids come into the zoo, not goat kids, but human kids. They come into the zoo and they want to buy the goat feed. I mean, they always want to feed the babies, but goats this size aren't really eating the goat food yet. They're still drinking milk. And, but even when they're a couple of weeks old, you will see them already picking up pieces of straw or hay, and they're not necessarily eating it, but you can see right now she's licking my finger.
She's a little hungry.
Yeah, they will nibble on stuff. That's just, goats. They will chew on anything. Our guests, when they come in to they'll say they're chewing on my shirt or my shorts or my hair. And yes, that's just very natural for goats. They want to put something in their mouth and chew on it.
I see. They're like kids, actual kids.
Yes, they are. Yeah, like human kids. Yeah, but
That's
funny. Goat kids and human kids both like to put things in their mouth.
Sure. Yeah, and I venture a guess the goats, the goats themselves make for a good interaction, at the zoo for kids to want to, or people to come back and all those things.
It's probably, I know we have, monkeys and cheetahs and mountain lions and everything, but honestly, our petting zoo area is probably one of our most popular, and it's that connection. People love to be able to touch and love on animals. Maybe, there's a lot of, we can't have goats at, where I live. I can't have goats in my backyard. So, it's really great that you're able to come in there and, pet some goats. Maybe you can brush them, feed them if you like, and then go home at the end of the day, and you don't even have to clean up after them.
Exactly.
Our keepers do that.
Yep, for sure. So these little guys will be running around this spring, it looks like.
Oh yeah, they are. They are already running around. There's 2 older goats, like I said, Mocha and Matcha, are back at the zoo, and they're a little bit more active now because they are a few weeks older than these 2 are. But a lot of times they will hide. We were kind of talking about this before we went on air. They will find places to hide under our goat feeders. Seems to be a very popular area, and they love that really secluded, tight area, and they'll lay together.
Gotcha. Now, is 2 per litter pretty standard, or?
It is pretty standard. Twins is pretty common. We have had triplets. And then we have had some single births too, but sometimes the single births are almost a little bit more concerning because the baby's usually bigger. And so obviously if you're the mom, you would rather have a couple small ones to deliver than one big one.
I see. Very good. Well, these little guys are cute. That's awesome. Did I miss anything about the goats, Heather, that you want to talk about?
I don't think so. Like I said, we have the 4 females. we have the daddy goat. So he's in the petting zoo too, but he's always separated. And so people always ask us about that. And we have to keep him separated so we just don't have baby goats year round.
I see. How big will these guys get?
Usually their mom is probably around 65 pounds or so. So that's pretty common. They're Nigerian dwarf crosses. I think their mom is crossed with a pygmy. So, but their dad is Nigerian dwarf,
Gotcha.
and it's a kind of dairy goat.
Okay. Oh, okay. Cool. Interesting. Very good. Well, baby goats, that's awesome. You can, if you want to keep them out, it's fine.
Okay.
I'm not worried about them. It's totally up to you. But and then nibbling on the
Yeah,
on the
checking
baseball
out
stand.
on your White Sox baseball.
That's
here.
fine. That is fine. Anyways, Heather, let's dive into just the zoo in general. I know we've been open a month and a half, 2 months almost.
Yeah, we opened in April, and so we just finished up with all of our school groups. So school's out of session now, and we had a really good school bus season, and not too many rainy days. You're always fearful that you don't want a field trip day to be a rainy day, but we had a few, but a lot of our school groups were able to accommodate, and then maybe it didn't rain the whole day. So that was great. So yeah, we're now into our summer hours. Those started Memorial Day weekend. So every day we open at 9:30. The last time everyone could get into the zoo was at 5, and then our zoo grounds will close at 6 o'clock.
Gotcha.
And we had our first free Thursday yesterday. So now that we're into June, free admission days will be on Thursdays through the rest of the season. So our last day that we're open is always Columbus Day there in October. And so I think that's October 13th this year. So yeah, every Thursday now is free admission, and that's for adult or child coming in. So everyone's welcome to come in during that. And
how was the first Thursday of free admission?
It was pretty busy. The weather, we had so much rain the day before. Luckily, it really didn't rain too much. It was kind of misting in the morning, but that stopped. It was cloudy. It was overcast, but that makes still for a beautiful day, not too hot. And yeah, we were very busy. So that was great.
Yeah. How are the new animals doing? The mountain lions? How
they
are
they are acclimating. It took them a couple weeks to get used to, first they got used to the new exhibit and their new home, and then they had to get used to
she's fine.
Being open to the public and seeing our guests from a different vantage point than maybe they did from their other zoo. So, but yeah, they're acclimating pretty well. Everyone seems to enjoy the exhibit. Cool. There's a fun rope bridge that kids are able to walk along, and that is very popular with children.
Nice. Awesome. Good deal. So summer, let's again, Heather Perdeu, Executive Director of the Scovill Zoo in Decatur. What's kind of coming up on your special events here in the next month or so?
We have this Saturday evening, our zookeepers are hosting their annual Bowling for Rhinos fundraising event. And this is something like I said, they do every year. We have it at Spare Time Lanes in Decatur, and it's from 7 to 11. And the cost is $25 per person, with obviously part of those proceeds going to rhino conservation. But it does include shoe rental, all you can bowl playtime, and then it's family friendly. So again, 7 to 11, they turn down the lights, they have their black lights going, and it's just a fun family friendly event. And then obviously they will have food that you can purchase while you're there, and they'll have some drink specials and stuff as well.
Cool. Awesome. So that's 7 to 11 on Saturday, you said?
Saturday. Yeah. And you can pay at the door $25. And I think they also have like a silent, like a raffle. They have a raffle, a couple of raffle baskets you can buy tickets for. And again, it's a fun event. We love to support rhino conservation, even though we don't have rhinos at our zoo. It also helps, their habitats and all the other animals that also share that habitat with the rhinos.
Right. Well, and did you tell me this is like part of a really bigger effort, coalition type of thing?
It is. It's, they're a part of the American Association of Zookeepers, and this is a fundraiser that they have done annually. They have raised millions of dollars over the years doing this. And again, it goes to a couple of different rhino conservation habitats. And, like there's animals such as cheetahs and other antelope and birds that share those habitats with those rhinos. So it's not just rhino, but we all know that rhinos are an endangered species, and they're such a neat megafauna animal that when you always recognize them when you go to zoos. So they're beautiful animals, and we want to try to save them and their habitats.
I mean, like critically endangered, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. There are certain species that are critically endangered. And then other ones that are, all of them are endangered. But
Man. So that's a part of kind of, like you said, a larger effort on Saturday. So good for the zoo. I know Father's Day, you're doing some things for Father's Day. How about that?
We have that's coming up. So don't forget Father's Day. I always plug Mother's Day, but we need to plug our Father's Day as well. All weekend, we will have $3 admission for anyone coming in. So that's adult or child. So that's a great deal to honor our dads. And that will be on the 14th and 15th. Regular hours. Again, we open at 9:30. And the last time you can get into the zoo is at 5, but our zoo grounds will close at 6.
All right. So be aware of that. So that's for Father's Day weekend. And looks like we're getting a little restless among the natives here, Heather.
I know. They're getting a little bit more antsy.
Let's take a break. Best way for folks to learn about all things Scovill Zoo.
They can check out our website at scovillzoo.com, or they can check us out on Facebook.
That is Heather Perdeu, Executive Director of the Scovill Zoo Indicator. Our guest in studio. More to come with Heather on the morning show.
WHOW.
AgriTalk is the radio talk show for American agriculture. Hi, everybody. I'm Chip Flory, your host. We join you weekday mornings from 10 until 11 on WHOW, on AM and FM, and on the WHOW streams. We provide farmers and ranchers with timely insights and information aimed at improving their operations. Join me, Chip Flory, weekdays at 10:06 on Central Illinois Ag Station, WHOW.
If your heart beats for the heartland, for the pace and rhythm of the life we enjoy here, you'll be relieved to know you're close to experts who can care for your heart if it falls out of rhythm or the pace is not what it should be. At Prairie Cardiovascular, our doctors have a passion for pursuing advances in care, for providing the right treatment at the right time, whatever your needs. When you choose Prairie Cardiovascular, you'll know your heart is in the right place.
DeWitt County's #1 source for local news is on the air and online 24 hours a day. The latest local news stories are heard every hour on Central Illinois' news station, the Big 1520 AM and 92.3 FM WHOW. Stream live at DeWittDailyNews.com. They're also heard every hour on the station that's your easy choice, 95.9 FM WEZC. And to read the latest local news on your electronic device, including tablets, iPhones, and smartphones, go to DeWittDailyNews.com. DeWitt County's #1 source for local news is on the air, online 24 hours a day.
SIU Family Medicine wants the best health for you and your family. Be a champion. Protect your loved ones. The SIU Center for Family Medicine of Lincoln is accepting new patients. Click their icon at DeWittDailyNews.com to schedule your appointment.
Hi, I'm Brett with Central Cremation Center. We're proudly offering pet cremation services to help keep your faithful companion close to you. Learn more about our pet services by clicking our icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Your friend in Central Illinois, WHOW.
Once again, good morning. Thanks for being with us. I'm your host today, Seth Lawrence, and our guest in studio this morning, Heather Perdeu. She is the Executive Director of the Scovill Zoo Indicator. Heather, let's talk just a little bit about some other things on the calendar. I know a blood drive later this month. Let's highlight that.
Yeah, we have a blood drive on June 26th, and it's from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. It is during one of our free admission Thursdays. So anyone who comes in to donate blood will also get a free train ticket that they can use that day or a later date. And there's also the American Red Cross is doing a $15 e-gift card for anyone who donates blood. And we know there's always a critical need for blood, especially during the summer months. I know there's always more of a need because I know they get a lot of students that donate, in high schools and colleges, and with them being out for the summer months that, there's still that need. I mean, there's always the the constant need for blood. And so that I know they're always kind of dip a little bit in the quantity and the amount that they have. So they're always looking for that. And you are welcome to go onto American Red Cross. I think it's /blood to either sign up, register online, or you can call me and I would be happy to get you registered. You could call the zoo directly at 217-421-7435 to do that.
Very good. So check that out. That's June 26th, you said?
Yes,
All right.
yes.
From what, 9 to 1?
9 to 2.
9 to 2. Very good. So put that on the calendar. Anything else coming up this summer you want to highlight, Heather?
Yeah, June is always a busy month. We also have a Twilight Tuesday. We had our first one in May, and so it's always the last Tuesday of the month. It just means that we're open a little bit later. You can get into the zoo until 7:00 that night, and then zoo grounds will close at 8. And we have $5 admission from 5 to 7. So if maybe you work during the day and you can come out that evening, it's always a nice peaceful time to come, especially if it's been hot during the day, to come in the cooler hours in the evening, and maybe the animals are a little bit more active if it's been hot, and it's just kind of a nice evening, family fun thing that you can do.
Okay, gotcha. So keep that in mind. And I know we had talked in the break about, was it the dementia walks, correct?
Yeah, we have the first Monday of every month, we do a dementia-friendly afternoon. And so between 1 and 3, those with dementia and their caregivers are welcome to come into the zoo for free. And just let our gift shop staff know. And then we have representatives from CHOW through the Macon County Health Department. They are there as well. And they have resources for anyone, that maybe has somebody they're taking care of with dementia, and they just need some additional resources, and they're there for that. And you can maybe meet other caretakers and kind of connect with them. We have homes that bring some of their residents during that time, and they are welcome to do that as well. They'll have some games set up, and then they're welcome to walk through the zoo and, just see the animals. It's nice to be outside and, and have that connection. And then we have our zoo staff always do a short little animal presentation at 2 p.m. for all of those that are there for those dementia-friendly hours.
Gotcha. That's awesome.
And it's been a very popular, I think, as the word has been getting out, they love taking, like, the residents, like the homes love taking the residents, or, family members love getting out, and just getting them outside and talking, to other people and stuff is very great for their mental health.
For sure. Very good. So that's the last Tuesday of the month?
It's the first Monday of the month.
Monday.
Sorry. So it will be in July there. It looks like July 7th.
All right.
Will be our next one.
Very good. Very good. So put those things on the radar for this summer. A couple of good events there. Anything else, Heather, to highlight with us this morning?
No, I just, again, we have our free admission Thursdays. We just get a lot of calls for asking when those started. They started in June on Thursdays. And we know there's a lot of, day camps and summer camps that come during that time, and they're welcome to. And we hear of a lot of grandparents that maybe are keeping some of their grandkids for the summer. And this is an affordable way for them maybe to do something, get out of the house. And then again, they're able to purchase snow cones and train rides once they're there. And they just, they may have a fun couple of hours, getting out of the house.
Gotcha. Very good. Very good. So keep those things in mind for the summer. And you mentioned mountain lions are on display now and are on exhibit now. So things are going well there.
Yeah. And we actually just received another zebra, and the exhibit was closed yesterday just because we were introducing them, and we're trying to get, her name is Marty, and trying to get her used to her new area, like we did with the mountain lions. We need to give the animals some time to acclimate to their new home, to their new buddies that they may be, she just met Spud and Fluffy, our other 2 zebras, yesterday, and giving them some time to kind of get connected without maybe a big crowd of people, standing there watching them. But as they get used to the new environment, then we will open that up so then people can see our new zebra and see the three of them on exhibit together.
Very good. Very good. Of course, there's the usual train rides and all of those things.
The train is always popular, as well as the carousel. We have our reptile building that is air conditioned. So right now the weather has been very, kind of mild, and but as it gets hotter, which we know is coming, that's kind of a nice little area to get some relief. And then our concession, our snow cones are probably our most popular item out of there, and in the summer when it's really hot, people love that cool treat.
Very good. So check that out. All those things going on at the zoo. Heather, I've got about a minute. Did I miss anything with you today you want to put out there for us?
I don't think so. But again, you can check us out on Facebook. We also have an Instagram page.
Okay.
You can check out there. We're uploading, different photos and stuff. And I think I'm going to sneeze.
Oh, no. Those goats.
We knew the goats were going to get me at some point, and I almost got through this whole time without sneezing. But yeah, check out our Facebook page. We're always updating that with some different news or different conservation groups that we like to share their information as well.
All right, very good. So Facebook, now Instagram, it sounds like. So all the ways to follow along with the Scoville Zoo. Heather, always good to see you, and thanks
good to see you.
Yeah, thanks for bringing the goats out. Very good. Heather Perdeu is the executive director of the Scoville Zoo in Decatur. Our guest in the studio this morning. The morning show streams to Facebook and YouTube. Brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. Of course, we stream live online all the time at DeWittDailyNews.com. Network news comes your way next on the WHOW Morning Show.
WHOW.